CV squared has 51 finest degrees of freedom, making I got hungry and I ate it. We're Americans and we only like competition, okay? I'm eating and I'm reading a book, and this waitress comes up.
Did you seriously think you could somehow change the world from here?
Yeah, sort of at first.
And how do you feel about it now?
I'm not blazing with satisfaction or anything. But the truth is, it all ended for me the instant I shared my memories with you. At that point, my work was done. I figured that you'd probably be able to run with it from there.
You're a hell of a liar, kid. I clearly recall you didn't want me involved.
I'm sorry, but the minute you share and synchronize all your information, you lose your uniqueness and become absorbed into the unconscious maliciousness of a third party that has no motive. Or perhaps into the will of someone who does have one.
Are those your words based on what you've gained from hard-earned experience?
Yes, and the fact is, you yourself played the role of a laughing man copycat as well.
Well, I have to admit it was a fascinating phenomenon. At any rate, what was your underlying reason for triggering such a huge event in the first place?
To you, everything that's happening in the world appears phony, to be something other than what it is, right?
Is that J.D. Salinger?
Yes. When it comes to cyberization, I'm pretty much the shining example of a poster boy. So you'd think at the very least I would have felt terrified at the thought of contracting cyberbrain sclerosis. I'll tell you, it was a simple piece of mail I stumbled across the net that began this whole thing. What I'd found was a blackmail document that had probably been sent to Survival Genomics. It was armed with a thesis that was a comparative study of the inadequacy of survival micromachines versus the effectiveness of the mRNA vaccine.
Then the original laughing man was the person who authored it.
You could put it like that, I suppose. I am the machine that reveals the world to you as only I alone am able to see it.
See the Berto? He was a Russian filmmaker, wasn't he?
Yes. I was kidding myself by thinking it was my personal mission to prove and circulate that information, vital data I alone could happen upon.
Failing spectacularly, the pure innocent mediator grew dejected at the base nature of the social system and he turned mute.
Yes, it was because of that I became a vanishing mediator. Just like an author whose existence is emphasized by the fact that he rarely puts out any new works for publication. In other words, by disappearing, it acts as a regulator of the dynamism of the social system. Our sociological theory, it ultimately vanishes, leaving no trace of its presence inside or outside the system.
Frederick Jameson, I believe.
Yes, and no. Masachi Osawa, too. Even though I was familiar with the words, I didn't believe it until I saw it with my own eyes. Who knew that copies could still be produced despite the absence of an original? If you had to give a name to this phenomenon, what would you label it?
It would be standalone complex.
Yes, it's the standalone complex. From the start, the very nature of our current social system has contained mechanisms to trigger such an amazing occurrence. Personally, however, I feel this marks the beginning of a new era of despair. What's your opinion?
I don't know. It's impossible for me to say. Although I have found one thing capable of restoring your individuality after all your information has been synchronized.
Oh, really? And what's that?
Everyday human curiosity.
You're right. You know, that's something that never occurred to me. I think my brain has already started to harden.
But wait! There's more! Hang on to your seat, baby! Cause this one's a screamer!
All right, folks, welcome to another Crackpot Conspiracies. Sorry, I had a little confuzzled for just a second because goddamn motherfucking I just got my phone case in and it literally says on the package in the back, hello, my God. What the fuck is going on? Oh my Jesus Christ. Okay, so we'll talk about that in just a second. Let's go ahead and bring in one of our stream pervs. Some of the other peoples are all doing stuff and things. Maybe people will join us hopefully in a second. If not, but fuck it. That's what we said last night. I don't know what's going on anymore. So let's crack on with
War. War never changes. And we are the Galactic Penguin Federation, NASA's enforcers. We rain fire on our enemies and fight hand to hand across the galaxy. We are ever seen, yet we are never seen in our fight for liberty. We will kick down any door and fight any secret societies.
I knew it. She's a lizard person.
My name, Commander 401. And this is how we handle our problems.
You gotta step up and beat that bully with a stick.
with a steak. How are you doing?
Giant stick. I'm doing all right. Have to make a
Thanks.
new intro at some point.
Just a little bit shorter. Just that's it. But yes, that's a very awesome one. But yes, totally. Let's go ahead and do our intimatros, and then we'll say hello to the cinema chats, and then get into the idiocracy that I have planned. Hopefully, there will be a couple other people that will join us, and if not, fuck it. It'll just be me and Commander tonight. That'll be fun, anyways. It's always fun on this channel, no matter what. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here.
Yeah, it's
Disclaimer: the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers, commentators, experts, and/or hosts. They do not explicitly or necessarily reflect nor represent the channel's policy or the views held by this channel or broadcaster. The broadcaster or its channel cannot be held accountable for all or any views expressed during this program.
It's just like Killer Cop 4, but she's got Hema instead of fry cook balls. I need you, Action Bastard! Action Bastard, I need you! Action Bastard, I need you! Why am I wasting time dancing?
You want to know why? Because the world is fucking flat, dog. And everything that you see up there, as far as like planets or stars, yeah, guess what, dude? It's fucking fake. It's just lights up there. The government put those lights up there so you dummies could just act like there's something up there.
Wait a second, are you a flat earther?
Call a crackhead. You're stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, you're stupid. I'm sorry, Commander. I did not mean to cut you off.
It's okay. It's a hangout. I enjoy being here.
Well, we're glad to have you, as always, and you're definitely a part of the stream, so of course, you're here. All right, so let's go ahead and say hello to our cinema chats, and we have a Stop the Stupidity. And let's go ahead and play Stupidity's commercial.
Attention, new New Yorkers! Stop acting so stupid!
And there you go. And now we have Jasper.
Hello, Stop. Hello, Jasper.
So that's everybody so far. And just gonna put this out there. Now what we're doing is I'm not taking shots anymore because I've talked about this in the past. And if you don't know, I don't drink hard alcohol anymore. I still drink beer. Sure. But we're doing $20 for me to eat one of these bugs. And if we just get a collective amount of the monies, we'll eat the bugs. I just need a little bit more. I just want to have a cushion of money, a little bit of cushion of money to be able to go to Colorado Springs to make sure I can pay for everything. So, dude, I got this today for my screen case, and it says, "Hello, my God." It's on.
Why does it even say God?
I don't know what's going on anymore. I'm fucking confuzzled as shit right now. Like that's why, like, the intro wasn't 100% straight. Like I'm like, what are we doing right now? Who did that? What made that? And the company is Case Mobile Case. Designed in Hong Kong, made in China. I don't understand, but it says it. Like I'm not delusional at all. It literally says, "Hello, my God," right? Like it literally says that, right?
All hail Slim. Maybe
Yeah,
it's
that's
a
what it should
squeeze.
say. Well, it should, but anyways, okay. Again, yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying. That's
know,
what.
it's like weird. Why would a company that ships stuff all over the world, it's just weird.
And it's calling me God. It's calling the person who gets this thing God. That's exactly substitute. It's literally calling us a God. What? Okay, that's just delving barely into the insanity we're going to go over today. So now, let's crack on to this craziness. Now, I have reset my crazy shite. So now it is just these 6 thingies of the mabobbers. Well, let's start with this and how God told her what?
The Queen of Crazy.
Yeah, the God of Crazy. So what did God tell you? Oh, just look at her fucking face. Just look at her fucking face right now. Woohoo! She is on the drugs. She's on the
I
drugs.
don't know who the one with the blonde hair is.
I don't know who
She's
this bitch is
probably
either.
crazy too.
No, they're evangelicals. Kelsey O'Malley, Elijah Streams. The name of her thing is Elijah Stream. So we know she's a fucking crackpot already. And look at her face. She already looks insane. The lady on the left who has Cat Kerr on. And if you don't know who that is, and I know we all do, but I'm just FYI, if somebody new watches this, the lady on the right is Cat Kerr, and she's crazy as shite. Just look at her fucking face right now. And my pause game is already on point. But here we blow.
She thinks she can control the weather and she always botches it. Sue her if your house is destroyed by a hurricane because she didn't turn it back.
Yeah, and she uses that weird staff
It's a gaffy stick.
Yeah, no, all of this is, now we have a double. Those are crazy for sure. You're right. Stupid.
Oh, there will be.
Just look at the crazy in both of their eyes. Like literally, look at how crazy both of them look. They look completely insane. And again, I'm not into being prejudiced on looks because of look at what I look like. I mean, just again, let's just do this. Yeah, no, I look completely insane. I understand. I get the point of, but when we're talking about,
they have the glassy cult eyes.
Well, but the other thing is we have the proof in the pudding. I'm completely insane. No, of course, obviously, we're not gonna discount that. But when you look at these people, they look insane, and then when you hear what they are gonna say in the next 2.5 minutes, you're gonna be like, yeah, obviously they're fucking crazy. I mean, that's how the world works.
World War III. Hallelujah. So number one, no matter what's going on or where it's going on, it will not become World War III.
So what happens if it does, Cat Kerr? What are you going to do then? Oh, you're just going to fucking pretend that you didn't say that earlier in your life.
I know that's on the mouth of a lot of people and the mind of a lot of people because of all the activity, the fierceness, the battles, the little mini wars going on everywhere. And in between countries, of course, we know Israel is at war right now with Iran. I can probably prophesy that won't last long. God is definitely
Now it's going to
there with his
drag on
chosen people.
forever.
Here's some.
Hold on. Yeah, say that one more time. Sorry.
She prophesied that it was not going to last long, and I said, so that means it's going to drag on forever.
Yeah, no, anything she says is the opposite, literally. So everybody in the cinema chats, I put the things, make me eat a bug for $20. We're at $10 right now, technically. Hopefully Dave shows up, and if not, it's okay. Just $10 more, I'll eat a bug, but just a little bit more money so that I could just like make sure I have just enough gas money to get down there, because like the incidentals, although I'll get paid, but they don't pay me till it doesn't matter. You don't need to know the logistics of this, but I will eat bugs for money. Let's put it that way. So now let's get into the funny, silly TikTok conspiracies that are strange. Do I have this at normal speed? Oh, yes, I do. Okay. So let's crack on with this craziness.
Spooky though. In 1884, Pope Leo XIII, they were doing mass.
What up, Dorb?
Hello, Orby.
At the Vatican Chapel, and then all of a sudden he just froze. They said that his face went white as a ghost, and he stood there in terror for 10 minutes. But he said he just received a vision. There was two voices that were speaking to him, one being Jesus and one being Satan. This is how the conversation went. The guttural voice, the voice of Satan, in his pride boasted to our Lord, I can destroy your church. The gentle voice of the Lord said, you can? Then go ahead and do so. Satan said, to do so.
What up, Angel Gamer?
Then Jesus said, how much time and how much power?
75 to 100.
Welcome. It's been a while since we've seen you. Welcome to the Insanity.
Years, and a greater power of those who will give themselves over to my service.
Then Jesus said, you have the time, you will have the power, do with them what you will.
It's like a Job situation.
Yeah.
Citation needed, because I don't know what they're talking about completely.
Yeah,
like I know that
this could be just made up.
I understand the first version, the first stuff he's talking about could be in the Bible. But as soon as he said the Jeebus, I was like, no, I don't think that all connects together.
It's a vision that Pope Leo the something had, which means that whether or not Pope Leo claimed what he's saying is in question. And even if Pope Leo claimed it, Pope Leo's full of shit.
Yeah, and again, it's all premonitions, right? And premonitions are hearsay, technically, right? I mean, obviously, that's the way, the best way to put it. I mean, I know there's another, but it's like hearsay. If you were to take that to court,
Thomas Paine said it best. What is prophecy to the prophet is indeed revealed to him, but what the prophet reveals is hearsay to others. In other words, just because someone claims to be a prophet, it's just hearsay.
Until you take it to court, or until you can bring evidence that you could, let's just say, bring to a court or to a peer review. And that's the other thing, these fucking cunt whistles that are fucking flat earthers and sovereign citizens and frauditors, they're like, oh, the things and stuff, and you're like, but you have to peer review things. And I know saying that the idiots believing in auditing in sovereign citizening isn't, but that's what it is. You take subjects and you peer review them. You literally throw them into the public and you go, disprove that. And you're always trying to disprove yourself, not prove yourself with scientific method. And that's the problem with these idiots. They're
Yeah.
always trying to prove themselves, which that could technically, you can easily make yourself feel like you know the blah of the blahs. But it takes a real person, a real intelligent being to say, oh yeah, I totally fucked up. Oh yeah, I'm the dumbass. No, you're right. I didn't do this right. And that's what I always try my hardest to do. Although my brain wants me to constantly say I am in the right, but I have to stop and go, obviously, like, I'm the dumbass, or yeah, no, you gave me enough evidence for me to do this. And that's why we go over all of these things. Do I want Bigfoot to be real? Do I want aliens and ghosts and all the things to be real? Fuck yeah. But do we have enough evidence for that yet? And not
All
really.
right.
Let's just put it that way. You know?
Like in this case, we can only prove or disprove that Pope Leo something made a claim, but then we can't prove or disprove the claim that was made if he indeed, because we can't get inside his head and verify his visions.
Yeah, of course. And once again, hearsay is what somebody says no matter what, you know, and so I can't, I that's not enough proof of anything at that time. Like, sorry,
Give you an
talking
idea.
doesn't.
The
You
Jeeves
talking
told me that Donald Trump was a pedo. We probably know Donald Trump's a pedo, but until the Epstein files are released, we can't prove it.
Well,
So
we
it's
already have
hearsay.
proof that he is. But again, you saying it does not give it proof until we back it up with evidence past that, and then it
Yeah,
becomes
we do
sure.
kind of by preponderance of the evidence know Trump's
But
a
you're
pedo.
but again, when you just say the
Yeah, if I just make
statement,
an accusation and don't provide
that's
evidence, that's fuck
yeah,
all.
then
And
that's
then if I
hearsay.
say someone else told me telepathically, that's no evidence whatsoever.
No, until there's a connection, which never would be because that's fake. And hey, what the Beck? Everybody say hello to what the Beck. And once you can connect evidence to it, which we have, then we go from there. But let's crack on with this idiocracy because I got so much to get through.
So that was the last Pope Leo. Got that vision.
Interesting.
I thought that was weird.
So the trilithon stones. 3 stones, 900 tons apiece, or 800 metric tons, and they were moved a half a mile from the quarry. They were lifted and stacked approximately.
Half a mile, motherfucker says. Half a mile. Do you know how fucking close half a mile is? Like, I know in ancient times that's supposedly far, but fucking you're high, homie.
Like 30 feet off the ground. And when I say stacked, they were
Okay, so a human being can actually pull a tractor trailer that weighs 80,000 pounds, although not very fast. So human beings, and a lot of them, can move big blocks on rollers.
I picked up a keg, empty keg with my ears. I pulled 3 alcoholic fat dudes in a wagon by my ears down the street. If I can do that with not even using my hands and my muscles that are supposed to do that, what the fuck are we talking about anymore? That's what I fucking love about these idiots. They're like, the aliens must have done it. Dude, I literally like pulled like 200 pounds with my fucking body, not from body parts you're supposed to pull things from. What are we talking about, you psychopath? If you had 50 of my crazy ass motherfucking ass people that would do it no matter what, like if you said, I'm going to kill you if you don't move this shit, and you had 2,000 people, it's going to get moved. What are we talking about, you psychopaths? Like,
so when George Bush was still president, I was able to move a 900-pound surface grinder from the driveway into my garage simply by tipping it, because I could tip it, and then just kind of like walk it in. Not really lifting it, but using inertia and leverage.
Sure, yeah, of course. We already understand the concept of this. Like, none of us here are dumbfounded about how any of this happened that we're just going to talk about for just this second. And then let's get into sillier, stupider thingies of them of bobbers. Oh, Jesus. And just had to acknowledge kitty cat. Okay. So we're going to go into this just a little bit more, and then
perfectly
I have
lined
other
up.
things.
This is at the quarry, which is a half-mile away. This is where all the stones originate from. And this.
Why are people so dumbfounded that the ancients were able to take these larger rocks and carve them into these shapes, and that every once in a blue moon they broke and they didn't use them, or during travel they broke and then didn't use them? Oh, but that proves aliens. You fucking cunt. That proves that fucking it was us humans.
Broken transport.
And it proves that the humans did it. If it was done by aliens, like you twat cunt whistles ass mother beep fuckers say, and I still said fuckers, and I said beep for no reason. Anyways, yeah, no, they're all slaves. If you tell slaves to do things, they're gonna do it until you kill them or they die because you keep pushing them. Just like what happened in the Americas with farming, but we'll talk about that later. And we were just talking about Juneteenth. But again, this rock, the reason it's still sitting here is because it broke or it cracked right here, and they left it. Do you know how many examples we have of stones, rocks, thingies of them bobbers that were left from ancient times because they broke, because they tried making them either too big, they didn't know the circumference, they didn't know how to angle, they were working on how to make a pyramid, they were blah, 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 blah. We have so many examples of the in-betweens. It's just like with creationists, those fucking cunt whistles. They say, oh, we're 6,000 years old or something because the Bible, no, because we don't have we literally have the in-betweens. We literally have the breakages of the thing that went to a certain species and stopped. We have so much of the in-betweens, which is the proofs that it happened, which is the faultiness of like these stones breaking. And them showing that we didn't do it right. If you look, I'm going to use the Egyptian temples really fast as I can, and I want to keep going on as fast as possible, but they have multiple little itty-bitty ones that were not properly set the right angles, and they fell over. Or when they built them, they were this weird shape. And they were like, oh, I don't want that because it doesn't look right, because they want the gods first thing to be perfect. But anyways, so there's like 23 versions of a pyramid before they came up with the pyramids of Giza or whatever. And same with the Mayans, South Americans, and a handful or a couple other of people's cultures, and that have made a thing that was close to that. They have examples of them getting it wrong multiple times, and then eventually it was done right. That's how fucking human existence works. We fuck it up as many times as we can, and eventually we start getting it right, and we figure out how to get it fucking right.
This one right here is what's called the Stone of the Pregnant Woman. It is 1,200 tons. As you can see, it's 14 feet tall. So when those trilithon stones I was showing you a moment ago, the only difference is that this one's 68 feet long. It's virtually the same size, except for just a few feet shorter, but it's the same height.
1,200 tons. Insane.
Right.
So they moved 1,800,000 pounds a half a mile.
3 of them. And that doesn't include the 2 dozen that are
You said half a mile. It's still half a mile. It's not like what the Egyptians did, but fuck it. Here we go.
350 tons apiece. That doesn't include the 9 that are 600 tons apiece, are somehow a side note to the trilithon stones. Baalbek has the largest stones that were ever quarried in human history, the largest stones that were lifted, stacked, and transported in human history, and the largest stone columns in all of classical history.
And how many of them did not make it through to get to where they are now? Okay, anyways. If aliens did it, why did it take years to build? And none of the obviously none of the conspiracy bulk makes any sense because it's redonkulously silly. Now let's get into modern.
Do you think JFK Jr. will be here today?
Modern conspiracy theories through MAGA. Yep, you're right. I know. We're doing some MAGA stuff today, but fuck it. That's what she said.
I don't know. You think there's a possibility? It's a possibility?
You think there's a Wait, we're playing this again. I'm going to put it at normal speed. This cunt, fuck it. This cunt just literally said.
Do you think JFK Jr. will be here today? I don't know. You think there's a possibility? It's a possibility.
There's a possibility that somebody's been dead for how many years? Is gonna be here. I don't know what's going on anymore. Anyways, somebody make me eat a bug. And $10 more to the thingy-mabobbers and stuff. You just need a couple more dollars for me to be able to go and make sure that I have enough money for gas to get to Colorado Springs and back this weekend for my show. And I know I get paid, but
they haven't
still.
paid him yet, and he has another gig and needs to be able to get to it.
Yes, so if anybody could just help us away and I'll eat bugs. $10 more to eat a bug back. So here we go.
Possibility. But he did die in 1999 in the plane crash, right?
That is up for discussion. I personally don't think he did.
Oh,
Christ.
Oh, that was a parade that almost
we
no
are
one
here in
went
Washington, D.C.
Yes, they're at the parade where nobody went to.
Parade. Behind us is the stage where Donald Trump will be sitting as tank.
And there's nobody there yet.
And soldiers.
And we'll find out how there's nobody later.
Roll past him. There's been a lot of military parades over the years. Kim Jong-un, North Korea, Vladimir Putin, Adolf H. Do you think Donald Trump throws the best military parades?
Who knows? I've never been to any of those, and I hadn't seen this one yet. But this one...
The interesting thing, right, is the number of official military parades the United States has had. You need 2 hands and you will have fingers left over.
Did you hear? Yes. But did you hear what this lady just fucking said?
Can you repeat it?
Yeah, let me play it again and just listen closely to what he says and her response. Because I know that we probably heard what he said, but listen to her response from this.
Yeah, Vladimir Putin, Adolf H. Do you think Donald Trump throws the best military parades?
Who knows? I've never been to any of those, and I haven't seen this one yet. But
I ain't been to an Adolf Hitler parade. I ain't been to a Stalin parade. I ain't been to the other parades. So I can't compare if Trump's got a better parade than all the other dictators. Like, she is so dumb. She did not realize, like, she didn't know she was saying that, like, and no, she's so, do you think she's so racist that she thought, like, oh yeah, I don't know what the other races did? Or do you think she's so, I think it's both. It's got to be both, right? Like, a goddamn.
Well, she's ignorant. And We don't have those parades because we didn't want to imitate a bunch. Well, I mean, look at the mighty Russia with the world's second power being basically matched by a country that at the start of the war had 1/10 the military budget, and Ukraine still managed to kick Russia's ass. Because all Russia did was parade morons and tell themselves they was the best. And they wasn't.
Yeah. And of course, yeah, totally stupid. But you know what's going to be even worse for this lady with the fucking walker in the back? She's going to lose her health care. And then now what is she going to do with her fucking bad hip or whatever the and then this lady who's probably going to try to get on I'm going to stop right there. I'm not going to say anything else. Let's just listen to the rest of these crazy fucking cunts.
But this one is pivotal. I don't even think it's about.
Oh, you don't think that parading for Hitler was very important? You don't think? Oh my God, she doesn't understand history. She's so fucking dumb. Literally, that like, oh my God, what are we talking about? Like, serially, like, I kitty.
Hello.
Okay. All right.
Hello.
Okay.
Surprise.
Yes, surprise. Oh my Jesus Christ. Okay. We'll just do a little bit of this and we'll get into, unless you're okay with this, kitty. We're going over MAGA conspiracies that have happened recently, and we can get off this and go into others. But oh my God, listen to what this lady says.
And
actually, let's. Well,
they
thing
believe
is,
whatever this BS is. Like they
sure,
believe
but
it.
the thing is, this lady is so dumb she doesn't realize how stupid she is. So listen to this. Watch. Listen to this.
Okay.
Kim Jong-un, North Korea, Vladimir Putin, Adolf H. Do you think Donald Trump throws the best military parades?
Who knows? I've never been to any of those, and I hadn't seen this one yet. But this one is pivotal. I don't even think it's about.
Why is it pivotal?
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
It was a shit show. It was meant to intimidate Trump's political opponents, and it did the opposite. It showed Trump for the limp dick he was.
And once again, like I said, oh, the Hitler the Hitler rallies, the everything else that he said rallies. This one's the pivotal one. This one is the one that's going to change the world. Not fucking World War I, World War II. I mean, this is going to be World War III. But, I mean, no, it was the last ones were not pivotal of it at all. But, no, this one, for no reason, is, you fucking weird, crazy cunt.
I mean, he says it's about celebrating 250 years. We'll see what it's about.
He said it's about not celebrating all the goddamn black people, but we'll see.
Do you think the military parade is actually about something much bigger?
Yeah, but we'll see. I could be wrong.
What do you think it's going to be, lady?
Would you like to see Donald Trump enact martial law?
Well, we are under martial law.
Right now?
Yeah, because Marshall's been around for years. My cousin's name is Marshall, so we have Marshall. Go ahead. Okay, all right, here we go.
Yeah.
Since when?
It's been for several years, but the people just don't know it yet. But he's going to make it public in the next.
Oh, fuck.
Wait,
that is a level of delusional.
What?
For years.
What? Wait. So when did it start, and why is it under him, and why has he not changed it? If it was under, oh god damn! These
and he wasn't in charge continuously for years. There was intermittent.
Yeah. It was fucking Obama, then him, and then Biden, and then him. Like, what are we talking about? Like, why was there the in betweens? Exactly. Stop the stupid AE. Yeah, it's a face smack for sure. This is the dumbest shit in the world. That's why we're going over. That's why this is Crackpot Conspiracies, because here we blow.
Next few days, I think. That's what I think.
And what does that mean, martial law for everyone right now? That's a huge story that you're saying right now.
Well,
hey, the marshmallow law, that means that we get to roast all the marshmallows we want on any property wherever we want. Isn't that what the marshmallow law is? I'm sorry. Okay, I'll stop. All right, let's keep going. I'm sorry. Come on.
the proof is out there. If you look for it, I've seen the documents.
Citation needed, lady. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay. All right.
Wow. What do you think's really going on right now in the United States of America?
It's we're a Jesus revolution. Yeah,
I think
Jesus is coming back. This is the greatest thing going on that since Jesus walked the earth.
You think now? You think now is these fucking people? Dude, look at how fucking privileged these white cunts are. They literally are like,
they're be ignorant of their own book. Because I'm not saying the Bible be real, but the Bible say that the Antichrist would be given power for 42 months to wage war against the saints and to conquer them. And he would be given authority over every tribe, nation, tongue, and language. And so these people are looking for a global Jesus revolution where they're going to all be happy, but they're Christians. What the fuck? They don't even know their own book. I'm not saying the book is real. I'm just saying they'd be ignorant of it.
But at least know the lore, man.
yeah,
exactly.
Like, if you're going to claim it so wholeheartedly, you can at least know the lore.
Their eschatology is closer to the, again, all religion be garbage, but the garbage from Blavatsky and Bailey and Alexander Dugin.
yeah. The thing that fucking is scary is they don't believe in the old world Jeebus. They believe in the Revelation version of when
Oh,
Jesus
they believe
comes
in
back.
America Jesus.
Well, and that's what they bring into it, is they say that because remember, revelations can only happen if the fucking temple on the fucking 13th hill or the blah 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 happens, and then if this with Jerusalem and
more
then the
correctly,
thingies and the
they need a rebuilt temple. They need some douchebag to go inside of it and call himself God.
Sure.
And the apostate church needs to control the 7 hills, which are the 7 heads upon the beast to which the harlot rides.
Yeah,
oh,
again.
that's 7 mountains dominionism. Wow, they're fulfilling their own prophecies in all the wrong ways because they don't know their own lore.
Yeah, and then like the 12 tribes of Judah and a handful of other people, they believe those things of the Mobobbers as well, where if they jerk off the right, I don't know what they think happens, then they start the apocalypse, and they all want the apocalypse to happen because then they feel special or something. I don't understand
they
why
want
these
to be
idiots
part
want.
of that Joel's army. The
They
Joel's
do.
army that basically the Bible says its stench goes up forever.
Well, I mean, and also, like, if you're a psychopath and you want to bring importance into your life and you don't have it, but you like somehow like are a gun or a militia fetishist, these are the easiest ways to bring that up. Is you can just
you
be
mean
like,
you
I
create a
am the
role
Jesus of Yeah, exactly.
You create a role for yourself where you're the hero and you're justified in making everyone's life a living hell because everyone else is an NPC and you're the main character even though you're nobody.
Yeah, exactly similarly, which is what has happened through all of the everybody who has thought that they were the new version of Jesus or speaking through God or whatever. But let's crack on.
And in the greatest story ever told, in the end, the greatest story ever told.
Wait, Donald Trump being in office is the greatest thing since Jesus.
Donald Trump's part of the rescue.
What the rescue from what?
Rescue of all the evil going on in our world.
What?
But didn't he
Yeah,
literally...
they think he's the fucking messiah.
Yeah, I don't get it. I really don't.
Yeah, he raped all these people. He did all these bad and horrible things. He's broken so many laws. He's done all of these and things. But no, it's totally Trump that is the Holy One.
Good response here.
We are here at Donald Trump's military parade. And you are here with a sign that says what?
January 6th was an inside job.
So how did they get Donald Trump on board with the inside?
January 6th was an inside job. Okay.
January 6th was when a bunch of dumb motherfuckers who believed a bunch of dumb shit was told by Trump to go to the Capitol. They broke in and they beat cops with flags and fire extinguishers. They killed people.
Okay, so go ahead and say anything, anybody else, really quick, and then of course we'll yeah. Okay, so yeah, no, what happened was they had up the street. I'm just gonna do this really quick. So what they had is up the street, I think a quarter mile away.
They were at the Ellipse, and Trump basically told them to go down to the Capitol and give the weak Republicans some courage. And Rudy was like, take names, kick butt, and all that. And they basically created an angry mob that sacked the Capitol.
Also, what happened right before that is Alex Jones went on, and a handful of other fucking weird conspiracy theorists went on and said, we need to do whatever we need to do with I'm trying to pretend to be Alex Jones. We gotta go and we do whatever the deep state and And so we literally had like 12 people go on stage, 10 people or something, and talk about how it was that they stole the election, supposedly. And then Trump said, we're going to go down there and all these things. And there was a handful of things that, they fucking jerked off the audience, the crowd, enough to get them lubed up so they were ready to go do whatever. And
there were people who took a shit inside the Capitol building, stole Nancy Pelosi's computers and tried to auction them off to Russia, and they got a pardon.
Yeah, I know. But so what happened is they were sent by the politicians and Alex Jones and other people to the line. Then the militias, like the Proud Boys, the 3%ers, and a couple other organizations, then they, with their military training, got civilians to do what happened for that. And then they broke and got into a building that normally you don't have access to, right? It would be illegal for any one of us that is watching right now, even if we had some kind of status, even if we had some kind of ability to get into that building, it would still be illegal for us to go and do and
It
run
wasn't
through that
open
building.
to the public that day. They had a perimeter which was very clear. It wasn't open to the public.
Yes.
And the assholes
There's
just
no
walked
way.
in there. They
Yeah, there's
broke
no.
stuff. They
Yeah.
crushed people. They did a
Yeah.
whole bunch of mayhem.
So once again, let's talk through layers. They were not supposed to go through the first multiple gates, but that way. Then even if there were not those gates up, let's just pretend it was a normal day of them voting on a presidential election. It wasn't a fucking these cunts were coming in there.
Fun thing, you need to call your congressman or your senator, and then they make reservations for you to go see the Capitol. You can't just go to Washington and expect to be let into the Capitol without being part of a group or having a reservation.
Yeah, and then let's just say to walk in while they're fucking doing a judging of those things. Let's any of the things. If they're judging of some things, you can't just walk your fucking cunt ass in there. That's a federal offense, you dumb cunts. What are we talking about anymore? Like, this is the stupidest thing in the world when these idiots say this. And then it's like, okay, let's just keep going. Okay, let's keep going. God damn it, you fucking assholes.
Inside job, though, to send people there.
What are you talking? It was people were already there.
I'm saying if it was an inside job, how did they get the president on that?
They were already there, but they got pushed to go further into it, which was illegal and illegal and illegal.
That's as high as it goes.
Because because it's up to Nancy Pelosi to do the security on that.
You're saying Donald Trump absolutely not.
No, see,
There's
Nancy Pelosi is not in charge of the National Guard.
And
She
not
can't
just that.
call it up. Trump
And not just
was the one who had to let the National Guard go into D.C., and he refused.
And not
for
just that,
hours.
there's like 3 other layers that were there as well that could have went into place, but people were scared because Trump didn't say go for it to put them in place. But literally, there's supposed to be like 4 other layers that like make this fucking work so that like this doesn't happen. But here we go in where we're going through, which is the weirdest, craziest dystopian fucking shit. I never thought. Here we blow. Here we blow.
Part of the inside job of January 6th.
Absolutely.
He's not. Was not part of the inside job.
Not.
Okay.
I've been supporting him since 2016. I'm glad he made it in office. I think he was elected in 2020. I don't know what happened there. Bunch of mumbo jumbo with the election, but he's back. He's killing it. I'm here for him.
You think there was a bunch of mumbo jumbo in the election in 2020?
Yeah. I was actually laid up and kind of watching what I could get on the news feeds, and everything was going down. People.
What part of the news feeds are you watching? Let me guess. It was all the right-wing bullshit because of what you're saying, what you're wearing.
Making announcements, people dropping off ballots, people.
None of that's real. Okay. So now what I want to do, and let's get into like the fun conspiracy stuff really quick. Excuse me, pardon me, and then we'll go from there. I wish Brains was here because I cleaned up my conspiracy stuff. So let's get into some fun stuff. And I hope you're ready for this, kitty cat. Are you here?
People thought Taco Bell was.
Okay, here we go. Here is the Taco Bell conspiracy theories.
Oh, Lord.
Yes.
People thought Taco Bell was secretly run by the Illuminati. In 2017, Taco Bell dropped a mysterious
Here we go.
ad teasing a Illuminati menu. It was supposed to be a joke, just cheap combo deals wrapped in conspiracies. But fans took it way too seriously. Reddit lit up with people asking for secret tacos, weird symbols.
Oh no. For real.
Yeah, so here we go. Let's go back to here.
It way too seriously. Reddit lit up with people asking for secret tacos, weird symbols, and claiming Taco Bell was hiding messages in the meat. Some customers even
hiding messages in the meat. Did you hear that, kitty cat?
Yeah.
Hiding messages.
Meat. Some customers even asked employees to unlock the higher tier menu. Taco Bell played along, but eventually killed the campaign. Still, it's remembered as the one-time memes and burritos crossed into cult territory.
That's really silly. I love Taco Bell.
So,
But really,
when we go to
Illuminati? No.
yeah, when we go to Taco Bell next time, we have to like ask for the secret menu and like
Well, they
order
did used to
weird
have a
things.
secret menu where you could get like lava sauce, which was better than the Chipotle or the fire.
No,
But that
there
was years ago.
there is a Trump special called the Dorito chicken
Ew.
something or other.
I don't like Doritos, so already hard pass.
But it's orange. That's why
The
it's
taco,
gross.
of course. But anyways,
It's a
how-
taco because Trump always
Right.
chickens out.
Right.
yes, of course. I think we've talked about
What?
this. Have you had In-N-Out?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So there's the secret menu there, and a handful of other places have secret menus.
Yep.
But Taco Bell made a joke, and they did this secret menu,
Right.
and dumbasses fucking ran with it like fucking idiots.
Right.
But next time we go to Taco Bell, let's ask for the secret Area 51 menu or something like that. You know, like a weird conspiracy theory number menu option or something, and see what they say. And we'll like
You
record
mean
it.
the alien egg omelet grande?
But I don't. But
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
order like that. I use the app. You get better deals.
But for that, okay, well then that one, okay, sure, okay, whatever. For that one time, you can. No, I'm just kidding, and you can do it to do it. Pick up for the anythings. But anyways, so today is.
Blogger, you do it.
I'll show you a pick up the menu of. Never mind.
June
Okay,
24th,
here we go.
1947. Kenneth Arnold, a seasoned pilot and businessman, was flying near Mount Rainier, Washington, when something unusual caught his eye. Bright flashes in the sky, as if sunlight was glistening off metal. He spotted 9 objects flying in formation, darting and weaving like a chain skipping across the sky.
Are you sure it's not all the whiskey that you had right before you started flying this over? Never mind.
They moved fast,
It's not just
faster than anything he.
aircraft.
Well, see, he's
It's like
flying
since
over.
the start of the jet age.
Well, yeah, sure, and of course, well, but he is part of the, well, okay. So if he's part of the Air Force, maybe the aerospace program is doing something that they're testing. But let's play this, and then I'll talk about it later. Let's do it. That's the easiest way to do this.
Seen at an estimated 1,200 to 1,700.
Yeah, because that's totally proper.
Miles per hour. The craft had no wings, no tails, just a sleek disc-like shape that flashed in the sun. One was crescent-shaped. The rest were
It's an Australian boomerang.
flat, almost saucer-like.
No.
Arnold described their motion.
That's a
It's
space boomerang.
It's a space boomerang.
As like a saucer skipping across water. The press seized on the phrase, and within days, the term flying saucer entered the public consciousness.
This is the first time that a flying saucer was used in media to where we began using it.
His story made national headlines, triggering a wave of similar sightings.
Dun, dun, dun.
And the aliens in the 40s looked like reptiles, and the aliens in the 50s looked like reptiles or insects. And then in the 70s and 80s and 90s, they looked like the Greys,
You
because they
skipped the
looked like
60s.
whatever the fuck Hollywood told us they looked like.
It's because of all of the LSD that people did in the 60s, and then all of the coke that everybody did in the 70s and 80s. And that's why aliens look the way they do. The more you know, kids. Okay, that's the end of that thingy. It's of the mabobbers. But I'm just gonna check. Really? Yes. Okay. So here we go. Again, these are the things of the stupidest, silliest of the conspiracies that we find. And that's where we go with this. So here we go. And you're welcome, but I'm sorry, everybody.
A lot of people across the United States are describing that the summers are no longer what they used to be. They're calling it a whiteout. And a couple weeks ago, when I was in California, not just in Los Angeles, but even up on the coast in Northern California, the sky looked different, like there was some kind of gloss or some kind of filter over the top of the sky.
You mean like a haze or a fog and or atmospheric stuff going over the water, which is a huge body called the ocean? What are you talking about, you fucking idiot? I want to punch him in the face so fucking bad. This fucking dumbass. Okay, just calm down. And then I have to leave you listening to this dumb cunt next while I get another beer because I cannot listen to her any more times because I watched her say this so many times this morning that like I almost like jumped off a bridge if there would have been one anywhere near me. So here we blow, and I will be right back once we get to this cunt.
And I just wonder why. And I also wonder why. Did you know that somebody associated with Epstein may have written our school books?
Yeah, oh my, just because we'll get to that in just a second. But as soon as we get here, then we'll talk. Oh my god, damn it, son of a beast.
Did you know that the standardized textbooks of our American education system were all published by Ghislaine Maxwell's father? He owned a company called Pergamon Press. Anyways, this is my driver.
What if the moon landing hoax? Entirely true, because for some strange reason, there were other. I remember from high school, there were other publishers, and I still have some of my textbooks from college in the back of my car, and it's not Pergamon Press.
And once again, maybe in the beginning there may have been something close to that, but not once we got into the fucking 1990s. What are you talking about, you psychopaths? And yet,
on top of that, if it's like technical knowledge, who the fuck cares as long as it's correct?
And again, yes, exactly. And yes, did some people fucking throw money into shit? Yeah, totally. But tell me that fucking the other weirdos didn't throw money into other colleges and other places and yakety schmackety and blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. What does that exact simile mean? Oh, rich people fucking threw money into things? Cool. Well, that's actually better. Do we have proof they manicured things? Probably a little bit. And yes, the oil companies and stuff did, but not really with universities and colleges when you're talking about teaching, you know, history, math, and other things, right? You can't really fake that per se, right? So anyways.
Hoax was just a test run for today's biggest conspiracy theories. Think about it. Decades ago, people claimed the moon landing was staged, with hidden wires and Hollywood sets. Fast forward to now, and the same skepticism fuels wild claims about 5G, secret towers controlling minds, spreading viruses. Could distrust in old-school space missions have paved the way for modern conspiracy chaos? Both theories thrive on blurred facts and big tech secrecy. Skeptics say if they lied then, why not now? It's like history's greatest deception set the blueprint for today's paranoia. Which conspiracy do you think started it all?
Dun dun dun.
Drop your take below.
I know which one started it all. Okay, so I mean, I'm pretty sure that most of us like understand that crop circles are fake, right? We have people here still.
What do you mean?
Well,
here?
I'm still here.
Okay. So, does everybody in the panel and everyone inside chat know that they came to found out that humans said they did the crop circles, especially in the UK's?
Oh yeah.
And then it was moved to the Americas. Do you know that, Savvy Kitty Cat?
Oh, that people did it?
Yeah. So
I
they
mean, that's
like
not surprising, really. But
they would go out with a board and
yeah, what
some
did
rope
they use? Yeah,
and
that
push the
go
crops down.
just a board.
A board and rope,
yeah.
and they would use the rope and a stake to basically make the perfect circles.
They'd go out
And,
there. They go out there. Oh, so I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, Commander.
It's all right.
Go ahead.
They would go out with a board and a rope, and then they would have some interesting ratios between the diameters of different circles that would tingle mathematicians, and then but basically the people who started the phenomenon wound up confessing to, yeah, we made it up, and there's competitions for best crop circles now.
Yeah. So what they would do in the middle of the night is they would, and especially they would do this under full moons, because anyways, it was more light for them, but they pretended that was the one that any aliens did. Anyways, so what they would do is they would just go out into the middle of field, most of the time corn. In the Europes is where it began. In England, I think.
It was the UK in the 70s.
Yeah, and what happened was, all these shapes just started happening, and then it happened through what I want definitely to the early 2000s or something, and then eventually people started telling, and they said, no, we would just go out and you would take a peg or a huge piece of wood and put it in the middle, and you put a rope on it, and you'd make these circles with it, and you would just be able to plot the parts of land to make it, and so you have these geometrical shapes, and you made it look like something had happened. You could do it with a dozen people in a couple hours. So we literally, and they proved that it happened. There's documentaries about them fucking doing this. I watched something today that was so stupid that like I almost wanted to walk into the wilderness and just like give up. They said that AI said that they had figured out what crop circles actually meant, and there's a language inside of crop circles. I was like, God damn it, it's fucking made by humans.
Well,
son of a bitch.
They basically, they took some ratios of the circles that were interesting to mathematicians to create some sort of pattern.
Yeah, that's why they did it. Yeah. And then maybe something came out of it, but it was fucking like, I was like, oh my God, like I want to kick myself in my own teeth, and it's really hard to kick yourself in your own teeth. I tried it many times, and it's not that fun. Hey, Al, welcome. I'm sorry if we didn't say hi to you, but here we go.
We were doing experiments in the mid-1990s, trying to see could the power of the mind in any way have something to do with it. And we'd done an experiment where we'd drawn a crop circle, sort of basically fairly simple, 6 circular elements in a line, and
we literally made up one instead of it actually being real, and we did this. And this is the AI decoding it. I still want to kick myself in the teeth because of this.
we had performed some kind of meditation, if you want to call it that, up on a hillside, and that exact shape appeared as a crop circle that very night.
Some patterns confuse even the most advanced AI, but one shape broke everything. In a groundbreaking study, researchers trained an artificial intelligence system on over 10,000 human-made designs, architecture, mandalas, mathematical spirals, and then ran crop circle patterns through it. The results were stunning. The AI flagged a recurring
They were like, yeah, no, you humans made this, you dumb cunts. That's literally what happened.
formation that could not be classified, displaying unusually high algorithmic entropy. What makes this particularly compelling is the physical evidence.
Together.
Correct.
It's not that they're pressed down, they're woven together, and that these are complex.
Joe Rogan, you have no idea what you're talking about ever. So anything this dumb cunt ever says, you know it's fucking fake.
Geometric designs that would have taken people weeks to map out.
No, you just, oh my god, you don't know how to measure shit. You know what? Every time that you ask somebody to put an extension on your house or to like build more things or to like change something in your house, Joe Rogan, you know how it like took like a very, very short amount of time for it to happen? Unless you had a shit contractor who was trying to fuck you over the whole time by elongating the process. But literally, you can get things done very, very quickly. Your dumbass monkey brain doesn't understand how the world works because you're an MMA fighter. Literally, that's what your job is. And you've been beaten in the head way too many times. And all you do is go, I don't understand, but I think things and I want to have people on so I can think. But you don't actually do the research once they come on. And whatever they say, you dumbly and blindly follow whatever they say.
And there's no footprints leading up to it. There's no roads, no machinery, no evidence of any use of any kind of machinery. And these things appear like that. Like people have flown over an area and then flown back an hour or two later, and there's immense football field size, perfect geometry that no one can explain how it was created.
Whatever
citation needed on that motherfucking bullshit. I've never heard of that happening. Nobody's ever said, to the best of my knowledge, and like we go over this bullshit all the motherfucking time. I've never heard somebody say that they looked at their crop at like midnight and 1 a.m. looked at their fucking crops and all of a sudden it was there. It's never happened. There's never been that. And if there has been, obviously it's fucking fake because these aren't real. It's easily made by humans. We already know all of these have been debunked. This has been a debunked thing for the longest time in the fucking world. There's no such thing as goddamn beeping crop circles.
Whoever made this wasn't human, and it wasn't natural.
You literally just showed motherfucking humans, just, oh my Jesus Christ, like just a werewolf son of a beast thing. You literally just showed humans, like, on space that just made a, okay, I can't get my thing to do it. But anyways, just crack on.
Known human-created designs. The AI couldn't match these formations to anything in its vast database of human artistic patterns.
Yeah, because we've not given them the information for to understand these blue things.
Formations that create a kind of recurring motif or fingerprint that the AI consistently flags as unexplainable.
Yeah, because it can't see anything because it wasn't made. It was made by humans, and we were trying to tell it. Oh, God damn it, son of a beast!
What makes a pattern so complex that artificial intelligence design?
No, that's not what happened. Is you tried to tell it that it was fucking from aliens, and it said that doesn't make any sense, and it would be made by humans. If you would have said, "How is this made?" it would have given you the right thing.
Designed specifically to detect and classify visual information, cannot process it. This question has opened an entirely new approach to studying these mysterious formations. Physical anomalies. Detected.
No, they're not. No, they're not. Okay. So now let's go to, let's see, the next thing about. I know I pressed the wrong button again, as always. I didn't really get this 100%, but let's go ahead and do this really quick. Let's just see. Let me do full screen. I didn't understand this 100%. Conspiracy theorists spot shocking proof that new space station is fake. So let's go ahead and see the proofs, and we'll go from there.
Top 10 conspiracy theories.
Yes, they were floating and it made the water not move. I have no. Why would they show it if it was fake? Why would they? If it was fake, why would they show it that way? You dumb cunts. That's not the way the world works, especially with movie magic. You will want to show it if it's fake. You want to make it look that way if you're faking it, right? But that's not what just happened supposedly. Let me just look at one more thing and then we'll go from there because I'm a little tired. We went through what today is, we went through that. And we went through the crazy lady. Yeah, we went through that. I'm exhausted today, so let's just go ahead and end it right there. So thank you all very much for being here. Tomorrow will be drunken news. I have things and stuff ready, but we'll talk about it tomorrow. I didn't have everything ready, and then Thursday is going to be something else. I don't know. And we'll go from there, but it'll be the same freak time, same freak channel. Thank you both very much for being here.
Sorry I was so late.
Have a good
okay.
night. I hope you feel better. And my pleasure to be here.
Yes, of course. And thank you. So we'll see you all for Drunk News Report tomorrow at the same time. So thank you very much for being here. We're gonna get the fuck out of here and we'll say bye.
Bye everybody.
Bye.